I want to watch the news.
Are you making headway at least?
This is the news.
Schmack 'em a gob, it's time for the only news that matters. And former Kiss guitarist Vinnie Vincent has paid tribute to the original Axeman, Ace Frehley, who died this past Thursday at the age of 74. Now, before I read this, I gotta say, I bash on Vinnie a lot for many, many reasons. But not on this episode, man. I loved what he said. It was amazing. And this is what he said. I wanted to say right words that could describe the loss of a loved one, but nothing I could muster would begin to comfort the millions of fans who idolized, worshipped, and adored Ace, the man and the legend, and make their pain go away. Ace passing brought me back to many long miles away to the beginning of my own journey, strangely replacing Ace and Kiss, a band whose music I knew little about, aside from a few radio singles, and had no fan interest in, aside from the magnitude of their massive success. Yes, I wanted it more than life itself. My religion as a 12-year-old were the Beatles, which were 10 years earlier than Kiss, beginning in 1974. My addiction grew from the Beatles to Led Zeppelin, Jeff Beck, and jazz fusion, rock of the 70s. So I was a decade early in sharing the nostalgia with the Kiss fan base, who also adults will forever embrace Kiss through their own childhood memories. Yet in the strangest twist of irony, I found myself replacing Ace as Kiss guitarist in an odd couple gone berserk sitcom, like writing songs and rehearsing with the revamped Kiss with Eric Carr on drums, and being served contracts to sign as Ace's replacement. Wow, he signed those contracts? And here I was, stepping into the bigger-than-life legend, Ace Frehley. Oddly, my one and only encounter with Ace was in 1982 at the video shoot for I Love It Loud. Didn't he meet him, like, recently at that Creatures of the Whatever festival? Anyway, he continues. In utter disbelief, the band whose records I was unfamiliar with were recording a song that Gene Simmons was on vocals, and I wrote, and here I was, the new kid watching the magical persona Ace on stage rocking out to a song I wrote. Surreal. Way past that, I remember knocking on Ace's door to the dressing room to introduce myself and say hi. I was nervous meeting the bigger-than-life legend himself. I was green, lost for words, and overwhelmed by Ace's presence and the magnitude of fame Ace achieved in his amazing career. Yet, in my one and only fleeting encounter with him, I read a person who texts their heart. His only words to me were, "Hey kid, good luck, you're gonna need it." He was more right than he could ever have imagined. We shook hands and wished each other luck and said goodbye. Those are the only words I ever shared with Ace in 1982 until we met again. There you go. At 2022 for the memorable music performance weekend in Nashville. During those years, I never heard from Ace and never crossed paths. Not unusual for me, as I'm not a very social person. But suddenly, it all changed in 2022. Ace and I shared a belated moment and bonded that felt good. Real good. No pretense. We liked each other. we came full circle for our beginning handshake in 1982 to meeting up for a very special Kiss Legacy show in Nashville. It was a weekend I will forever remember fondly, which Bruce Kulick, Ace, and Peter Criss and myself as band members were coming together for the first time in support of our individual legacy as we gave tribute to the band we were historically intertwined. The greatest band in the world, known as Kiss. The band whose sum was greater than its parts. Could the words adequately eulogize the legend of Ace Frehley? I think not. To me, a legend is all-encompassed and all-consuming, embracing the heart, soul, and minds of their individual audiences. A legend is everlasting, emoting the same fan pride, being in warmth in the person that has touched through the history, through the passage of time. Through light and dark, the effect of the artist remains steadfast in the fans he touched. Ace was all of that and much more. Ace Frehley possessed this special something, a magic that touched his fans and that they loved him deeply. And they are crying for him now. Those are the qualities of a legend that are indescribable. Even during Ace's most difficult moments, his legacy of fans did not abandon him. His legion of fans did not abandon him. They stood with him and cheered him on to let Ace know that they had his back and to show Ace he was loved no matter what. You can't buy that. Ace brought the gift of everlasting childhood to all the fans who loved him. Man, that is true. Everyone felt that way about Ace, from Rockstar musical gear companies and fans alike. Everybody loved him. Ace was every man's rock star. That's what a legend is. That's Ace Frehley. Ace's journey here is complete. He has walked through the portal into eternity, a door we all walk through at some point. But what he leaves for us, all of us, here is the images and recordings and performances. The happy memories of Ace as the person, the man, the musical work, and magical character persona that was loved by everyone, young and old alike, and a stage presence that will live forever. I'm forever proud and grateful to have shared the same Kiss Forever legacy as Ace. And we were one fucking hell of a great band. Cheers, my friend. You will be sorely missed by everyone and by me. I will hurt tomorrow, and I always am hurting now. Love, light, and peace, Vinnie Vincent. Gotta give it to Vinnie, man. You know, here on The Only News That Matters, you do something good. I don't care how much I bash you. Still waiting for Sammy Belcher to do something good. But anyway, this was a very touching and so on the point of Ace as a human being. You know, the people that he touched, including me, man, in the 70s, man. When I first got into Kiss, Ace was automatically my guy. It was one of the first albums, like the first 3 Kiss albums I bought. I believe it was double platinum. I had Kiss Alive on A-Track, and I had the Ace Frehley solo album. Those were the 3 albums I owned before Dynasty, because I remember getting Dynasty when it was new. But I had those 3 before, and Ace has always been my favorite. I had mostly Ace Frehley posters on my wall more than the other members of Kiss, you know? And it touched me. It touched me a lot. And yes, music takes you back, man, to when you were a kid. And yeah, when I was a kid in the 70s, 77, 78, 79, I was Kiss obsessed, along with other bands. It wasn't just Kiss, but I was Kiss obsessed, and I was really Ace obsessed. That solo album still today sounds amazing. Amazing songs. It aged well. And Vinnie nailed it, man. Vinnie nailed it. That was everything Ace was. A true rock star. He was the people's rock star, you know. You can identify with him the way he was. He was quirky. He was Ace, you know. Not that long ago, Gene Simmons did an interview about Ozzy saying, well, you know, there's never been an Ozzy before and there's never been an Ozzy after. He was one of a kind. Same thing could be said about Ace. He was definitely one of a kind. The way he played was one of a kind. And that was the most important part for me, to hear like those solos, like, you know, on Strange Ways and Black Diamond, and, you know, just all these killer, you know, ways he would play songs. Like I like the solo in Firehouse more than the actual song, you know? And right on Vinnie, man. Vinnie, I hope this is the beginning of a new life for you as well, where I don't have to make news reports about you anymore. I don't want to. I really don't want to, but so don't do anything boneheaded, because this was a very, very nice thing he did. And I know Vinnie Vincent used to watch my videos. I don't know if he still does, but hopefully he does. So he can see this piece where I'm saying, Vinnie, that was awesome of you to write, because you really nailed it more than anybody, really. I've seen many people write stuff. And yes, Peter Criss is probably the most heartfelt. And Gene Simmons was nice too. And, you know, a lot of other people. There's scores of people that came out and said great things about Ace, how they influenced. But Vinnie went a little further than that and pinpointed the awesomeness of Ace Frehley. And I can't bash the guy for that. So please, don't do that no more. Don't do the bad things anymore, Vinnie. And I will, from this day forward, I'll never say a bad thing about you. As long as you behave, stop canceling and other stuff that I mentioned in the past that I won't now. I won't do now. Anyway, there you go, man. Another only news that matters for the great Ace Frehley. And in this instant, in my opinion, the great Vinnie Vincent. That was a great thing he did, and I applaud him for that. What do you all think? Leave it in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching The Only News That Matters. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Ring that little notification bell, and like the video. It's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty. Listen to Kiss Alive, and then listen to Lick It Up. And schmack 'em a cob.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston. And so never more shall we see you again.